The streets will never love you back. The streets will never love you back.
Pam, bang. What's up, guys? Well, today I'm going to give you a story about Joe Benanti having a fist fight with another wise guy in the Gambino crime family. His name was Philly Dogs. Philly Dogs was a wise guy that was around Danny Marino, Jimmy Brown, those guys, very respectful guy. So at this time, I'm going back to maybe 90, 91. Joe Benanti is a wise guy with the Bonanno crime family. He's actually my guy. After this thing in 1988, after we shoot Michael Hamster and all the insanity happens, eventually things calm down and everyone knows that we're with the Bonanno people. Anthony Spero, Joe Benanti. Before that, Karate. Paulie G was on record with him. So now my neighborhood is all wise guys, okay? Out of the whole 5 families, everyone's connected in some way. Everyone knows someone else's family. And growing up in the neighborhood, you understand this wise guy life and you accept it. You know, it's all about respect. It's all about respecting a wise guy. If you know someone's a wise guy, you give them the utmost respect. And everyone is brainwashed in the neighborhood, you know, and they still do it. Till this day, the young kids in the neighborhood, a lot of them, not as much as they used to be, but everybody wants to be a wise guy. Once you get that badge, you have a license to do anything you like. So at this time, Joe Benanti wants to go out. We're making money every Friday. We get an envelope from this kid Anthony and little Joey. It's like $10,000 in the envelope every Friday. And Joe Benanti wants to go out. So I was always the fun guy. Let's go out. Dean Benasillo is with us. And someone else was with us. Paulie G never ever went out. Paulie G most likely stayed on Bay 23rd. If not, he went to Greg's Inn on Bay 22nd and Bath. And he basically drove around the neighborhood, stuff like that. But he never left the neighborhood. And he really never wanted to go out. Because in all honesty, in our neighborhood, when you leave the neighborhood, you're leaving your territory. And it makes you a little more weaker. You know, when you're in your own neighborhood, you're strong. It's like going to someone else's neighborhood to settle a beef. You know, you probably ain't going to win. You got to stay in your neighborhood. So Joe Benanti wants to go out. So we go to Bay 17th and Bed First. Okay, Joe Benanti had a little bar over there. It used to be called the American Legion. And he had his own little room, private room. You know, he was a wise guy. For a long time, did a lot of time. Joe Benanti used to love to smoke pot, walk up and down the avenue. And at one time, he was even offered to become a captain in the Bonanno crime family. And he didn't accept it. And Paulie Galino told Joe Benanti, Joe, why didn't you fucking accept it? You know, you would have had the power to put one of us up to become a wise guy. But Joe Benanti was definitely all about that life. He did time before. Uh, his captain was another guy in the Bronx. I forgot his name, something Shades. And Joe Benanti was broke. He never made no money, never went legit. Uh, Once he took us underneath his wing, we started making money for him. Paulie G got him a Cadillac. We started giving him money, putting money in his pocket. He wasn't one of the best wise guys to be around. I mean, you could learn a lot from him, but you'll stay broke and you probably will go nowhere. You know, there's some wise guys you want to be around that are making money, you know, wise guys that want to go legit, you know, go into legitimate businesses. Those are the smart guys, not the guys in the street that want to dangle in drugs and kill people. You know, that's the low life shit. But so Joe Benanti wants to go out, and he wants to go out to the Brown Derby. Now, the Brown Derby is a wise guy joint. Ali Shades is a partner in it. Ali Shades was a wise guy with the Genovese crew, very respectable guy. And when we go out to these places, we get all sharp, looking good, stuff like that. So we get in Joey's Cadillac. Okay, he owned this little car that Paulie G got him. And we light up a joint, and we're on our way to Bay Ridge. I'm driving Joey's car. Joe Benanti is in the passenger seat. Dean Benicillo's in the back. And it might have been Fabrizio that came with us. I know it was three of us. It wasn't Paulie G for sure. Okay? And we're smoking a joint, and we're on our way to Bay Ridge. We're passing around, smoking it. Joe Benanti loved to smoke pot. Dean Benicillo was his pot connection. And we get to Bay Ridge, we pull up, and you have the valet parking. As soon as they pull up, they take their car. I hold the door for Joe Benanti. Now, any wise guy you would, you're going to make sure that you hold the door for him. You're going to pull out a chair for him. And you're going to, you know, treat him with respect. I mean, that's your guy. He's the guy with the badge. And, you know, he's the leader of your crew. I hold the door. We walk in. We go right to the bar. As we go to the bar, you know, I noticed some drinks that were out there. Like there might have been someone here before we just walked in. So Joe Benanti takes off his coat. We put it on the bar, around the chair. We're standing there. Okay, we order drinks, nice. We're gonna have a good time. A couple wise guys see Joe Benanti. Joe Benanti says hello from the back of the room. You know, guys are waving to us. We're waving to them. All of a sudden, we're sitting down at the bar, and a wise guy by the name of Philly Dogs, a guy that is a member of the Gambino crime family, walks over with two other guys. And he is looking at us. We're looking at him. And he's talking to Joe Benanti, but in a demean manner. Like, you know what, this is my spot. I was sitting here before you. And they're going back and forth. Now, I don't know if Joe Benanti knew that Philly Dogs was a wise guy. And I don't think Philly Dogs knew that Joe Benanti was a wise guy. You know, but obviously they both knew that they were wise guys. You know, so they had that ego. So I'm standing next to Joe Benanti. Dean Benicillo sitting next to Joe Benanti. Philly Dogs has his two bulldogs next to him. Push comes to shove. In all honesty, I don't know who threw the first punch. I don't know who pushed who first. And Joe Benanti and Philly Dogs is rolling around on the floor in the Brown Derby. Okay, now this is unheard of. You got two wise guys in two different families fist fighting in a club surrounded by other wise guys. And now the thing is, as they're rolling around on the floor, nobody can touch them because the boat made guys into different families. So it's unheard of. They have to just keep on rolling around until they stop. So there's a payphone in the club. I grab the payphone, I grab it, and I pull the socket right off of the payphone, okay? And I go after the guy that Philly Dogs is with, his two bulldogs. And I start hitting one of the guys in the head with it, okay? With the payphone. Dean Benasillo and Fabrizio, they're fighting, okay, with these other guys. And this is going back and forth. Bang, bang, bang. And it's a big fucking uproar. All of a sudden, we got guys coming at us. They're grabbing us. They're pulling us to the side. They say, whoa, whoa, whoa. One guy knew me, Jimmy. Relax, calm down. The both wise guys, Ali Shades come by, and they end up breaking up Joe Benanti and Philly Dogs. Now, this is an unheard of thing, okay? This is a serious thing. Two wise guys having a fist fight. Now, when you get straightened out, everybody knows that a wise guy cannot touch or hit another wise guy, okay? It could never happen, okay? It's against the rules. So they break up the fight. They put us both to the side. And Joe Benanti makes a phone call to little Elmo. Okay, Elmo is a wise guy with the Bonanno crime family. He had a cafe at the time around Avenue U. Respected guy. Elmo comes, and he comes to the Brown Derby. He calms things down. He ends up telling Philly Dogs, you know what? We could straighten this out tomorrow during the week. You know, grab your captain. Joe Benanti will reach out to his, and you know what? We'll straighten it out that way. So everything's calmed down. Philly Dogs, they get him out of there. They walk us out of there. I get in Joe Benanti's Cadillac with Dean Benasillo and Fabrizio, or whoever else was the kid that was in the car. And I drive Joe Benanti straight home to his house. He says, Jimmy, drive me home to my house. And I drive him home. I drive him home, and I take Joe Benanti's car with me back to Brooklyn. He says, Jimmy, just take the car. And he says, I'll call you tomorrow in the morning. So I'm sure Joe went home, made his phone calls to his captain to let him know what happened. Because this is a big thing in the neighborhood. Two wise guys having a fist fight. You never hear of this shit. And I get a phone call, maybe 6, 7 in the morning. And Joe Benanti calls my house phone, and he goes, Jimmy, he says, go get Paulie G and go see Anthony Spero and tell Spero what happened with Philly Dogs and let him know that I wasn't the one who threw the first punch. And I go, okay, Joe, no problem. I go to Paulie Galino's house. I pick up Paulie G. And I go see Anthony Spero. Anthony Spero at the time is high-ranking captain, maybe a consigliere of the Bonanno crime family, maybe even an acting boss, okay? But wherever he is, I grew up all my life to learn how to respect these guys, okay? But I know he was a captain. I know that he was one of the main guys in the neighborhood. And in our neighborhood, he was John Gotti. And he had a lot of people killed, for sure. So I drive over to Anthony Spero's social club with Paulie Galino. It's about 6, 7 o'clock at night the next day. And I walk in with Paulie G. We both have velour jogging suits on. And there's a couple old timers in the club playing pinochle. Anthony Spero is in the back with Junior Chili. Junior Chili is another captain in the Bonanno crime family. And it smells good. We walk in the back, and Anthony Spero is in the back making chicken cutlets with Junior Chili. And they're eating chicken cutlets with a glass of wine. So they're having a nice time. And I walk in. Paulie G says, Anthony, hi. We kiss Anthony. Hello. We kiss Spero. We kiss Junior Chili. Hi, Junior. How are you? And I tell Anthony, last night I was with Joe Benanti in the Brown Derby. when he had the fist fight with Philly Dogs, and he did not throw the first punch. I was right there. The guy Philly Dogs pushed him, and then from there they started rolling around on the floor. And I guarantee you, I swear on everything I love, that Philly Dogs threw the first punch. And Anthony Spero is going on about Joe Benanti, that Joe Benanti's out of control. And when he drinks, he gets rowdy. He's not a good drunk. And I keep on saying, Anthony, I was right there. The kid, Dean Benicillo, was there too. And I'm telling you, Joe Benanti was in the right. He wasn't in the wrong. And Anthony says, okay. He says, thanks for coming by. And we'll see what happens. So on our way out, me and Paulie G, we're looking at these chicken cutlets. They look delicious. And Anthony Spero doesn't offer us one chicken cutlet. And on the way out of the door, when we get out of the social club, me and Paulie G, we start hitting each other, because that's what we used to do. We used to, fight and hit each other. He said, you believe this fucking guy? He didn't even offer us a chicken cutlet. So now we got to go back and tell Joe Benanti how this went. And in the end, it came down to a sit down where if Philly Dogs wanted Joe Benanti killed, then Philly Dogs would get killed too. And the same thing with Joe Benanti. If Joe Benanti was pursuing killing Philly Dogs, then Joe Benanti would have to get killed too. If one of you die, both of you die. That's the way it was. So it ended like that, and everyone lived a livable, happy life, both of those wise guys. But I was in the presence of two wise guys having a fist fight. It's unheard of. And I was there. I had to go see Spero and help Joe Benanti get out of that situation with Paulie G. But that is a true story, amazing story. If you like this story, please hit the like button. Subscribe to my channel. Okay, subscribe to my Patreon channel. And listen, look forward to my next video. Okay, guys, I love you guys. Thank you for the support. I'll see you guys soon. And with that said, here's a photo of Joe Benanti quick. That's Joe Benanti, the first guy. He was a wise guy with the Bonanno family. Definitely a tough guy. They used to call him Bullet Head. So with that said, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you on my next one. I love you guys. I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.
The streets will never love you back.